Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I'm an expert in being myself. I love sharing thoughts, opinions, perspectives, my experiences, advice, but keep in mind that one size definitely does not fit all. So, feel free to contextualize what it is that I put out there to better fit the way that you live, the way that you are. And maybe, just maybe, you've got a goal for yourself, because we all have goals. Our goals change throughout life. It's an absolute. I mean, goals are relative, but we always are doing something, right? Unless we're doing nothing. And I can't imagine anybody out there who's listening to me is doing nothing apart from listening to me. But let's say there's some part of you that aspires to be better in one way, shape, or form. And you could think of, something that you want to change in your life because you believe it's going to bring you more happiness, or maybe it's going to yield a different set of results, more positive results or success with your professional life, whatever that happens to be. You see that goal out there, an idealized future self. And to get there, what might you do? Well, let's see here. In order to do that, I got to do this. I got to do this, this, this. So I got to do things. All right, so I'm going to change my behavior to do the things I need to do to get over there. Okay, that's reasonable. You can change your behavior. You could take action to achieve that goal, because that's absolutely warranted. You need to possibly change your behavior in order to achieve a goal. You may need to change your actions in order to change your life. But what I'm going to tell you is that if you don't change your beliefs, those behaviors are merely, kind of going through the paces. You're just taking action, but you're taking action without actually having changed anything within yourself. You see yourself as the same, but you're taking action without changing your beliefs. Behavior's important, but without a belief reinforcing that behavior, even if you got to that goal, the chances of you keeping that goal or whatever, that idealized vision of yourself is not going to be that high. Because remember, if you didn't change yourself, and maybe that's not necessarily just your attitude, but your belief in yourself, or the belief that that's the person I want to be, then moving your way to that goal is merely just going to be perfunctory. You're just taking action, you're changing your behavior and not changing yourself. So what I'm saying is, if you change yourself, if you change your outlook, if you change the way you see things, if you change the way you understand things, or at least start approaching things that way, the behavior will follow. So you're still going to have to do that. You're still going to have to change certain things in order to meet your goal. Because, if it was that simple that you didn't have to change anything to meet your goal, you've already met your goal. In getting to a goal, maybe a long-term goal, maybe a short-term goal, doesn't matter. Merely changing your action without changing your insides, your heart, your mind, whatever, your soul, your attitude, your belief structure, then getting to that goal is going to be more challenging. And certainly holding on to it will be even more challenging. So think about the way that you've gone about achieving goals, and maybe why you've missed them in the past. Because you're going for it, right? You're like, I'm going to do this. And then you get going, and you change your behavior, and you change your actions. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Well, first of all, hey, slow down. One goal at a time, okay? Be reasonable, all right? I don't think anybody out there is a superhero. I mean, at least in the traditional comic book sense. So maybe you are from another planet. I don't know. Maybe you are one of those, what would they call them? The special characters, for the lack of a better word. Oh, believe you me, I'm a special character, but a different type entirely. My goal is to talk better when I do these videos. That is a goal of mine. So you've got to take it one step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. And even when you do that, reasonably approaching that goal, achieve that goal, when you do that, and you're merely only changing your behavior, you're not going to find much of an ability to stick with it, especially when times get tough, when it's difficult, when it becomes more difficult, when that goal becomes more remote because it wasn't as easy to accomplish, it wasn't as easy to achieve as you thought it was. It's good to challenge yourself. It's good to have goals like that. It absolutely is. But if you've only changed your behavior, or you've only changed the actions by which you intend to achieve that goal, when it's going well, it's going well, and you're on your way. But when it's getting kind of sticky, that's when you're gonna fall back on what's more comfortable. You know what? I didn't make it. No big deal. I'm gonna do something else. Hey, that's fine. No shame in that. I know that there are many goals I set for myself that I didn't make. I'm not saying that's impractical. That's very practical. I mean, if you met all the goals you ever made for yourself in your life, hats off, because, man, that's amazing. But what I'm saying is, when you've changed yourself, your beliefs, your vision, how you see things, if you change here, or your soul, whatever, mind, heart, soul, whatever, then the behaviors are going to follow. And it's going to be easier for you if you've changed your attitude of who you are, how you see yourself now, and how you see yourself wanting to be. You've changed your belief structure. The behaviors fall in place. And when things get tough, you're going to fall back on your belief. And it's going to be easier to push through the times that are tough when you've changed here. Don't just change what's out here. Don't change what you do before you change what you are. Well, you can't really do that either. Again, unless you're a superhero and you have those special powers, you change who you are before you change what you do, because it will go a long way in achieving your goals. If you've tried it this way, I keep gesturing over here like this. This is the closest thing I have to a visual aid, right? If you just tried by doing it and you didn't make it, that might be the reason why. But if you're looking to hold on to those goals and to achieve them, my recommendation, at least what's worked for me, is changing my belief structure, changing how I see things, changing a bit about who I am, because I ascribe to something better for myself. But it starts here, and then it flows there. And I hope that made some degree of sense, despite the superhero nonsense. I'm sure, I'm probably going to upset one superhero out there, but let me tell you this. If you set a goal for yourself and you achieve it, in my book, you're a superhero.